Hello, everyone, and welcome to our session about the XRPL Accelerator. Thank you. As Julia introduced, so I'm Adrian, I'm part of Ripple, and super happy to be here with all of you guys. All right, so XRPL Accelerator is an initiative that we started last year, and for 2024, we evolved the program to better reflect the varying stages where our startups and builders are currently at. So what is XRPL Accelerator? We're supporting builders on the XRP Ledger to scale their projects into thriving Web3 businesses. And how do we do this? With funding support and mentorship and various program elements. The Accelerator is driven by the developer growth team at Ripple, of which I'm a part of, as well as Sophie, Christina, Julia, who are all on site here in Amsterdam as well. And so building a business is an incredibly demanding endeavor, and even more so when you come from a Web3 angle. We're aware of that, we know that all too well. So what we aim to do with the Accelerator is to give you guys all the tools and the support that you need in order to be a successful entrepreneur. And we're doing this with the Launch program, basically to help you get your product built on XRPL out there in the market. And then with the Scale program, where we want to support you in the hyper-scaling phase, so you're out in the market, it's about user acquisition, about pitching for venture funding. And so currently, we have the Launch program live. We have 18 teams. We run the program together with Tenity. Many of them are floating around here at Apex as well. And so later on, you're going to hear of 2 of the current participants and how it's been going so far. And also Jonas is going to introduce Tenity to all of you. And yeah, so with XRPL grants and the Accelerator program, we've seen solid traction, really great momentum. We allocated over $17 million in funding across 160 projects, so that averages out to about $85K per awarded team. So it's really an awesome opportunity to add rocket fuel to your building journey. We're truly global, so the teams come from all over the place. And in 2023, we started our first partnership with Tenity. This is actually my personal favorite slide. So here you see the 38 amazing teams that have gone through the Accelerator program or are currently participating in the program. Again, many of them are floating around Apex, so make sure to connect, to engage with them. They're going to be super happy if you approach them about their projects. And also for me and the team at Ripple, this slide is really so cool to look at because we not only see the logos and the names, but really the faces, the builders behind each of these projects, and just the incredible passion, the huge commitment that they all put into driving their startups to the next level. And yeah, to close off my part here, looking ahead, the Scale program, we're going to get this started later this year. More information is coming out soon, so make sure to stay tuned. We also got a super cool partnership lined up for that one with DIFC, that's Dubai International Finance Center, their new innovation hub. And with that being said, over to you, Jonas.
Thanks, Adrian, and also welcome from my side. I'm Jonas. I'm managing partner at Tenity and also VP APAC, the Swiss guy in Asia, basically. At the glance, Tenity is really a global innovation ecosystem for the financial services industry. And I just want to give you a quick overview about us and who we are so you have more context. We are an early stage VC accelerator as well as an open innovation partner. And we are across Europe and Asia. So Europe, a number of regions very, very active. Of course, started out in Switzerland. We are now in Spain, we are in the UK, we are in the Nordics. We are also in the MENA region. And for APAC, we are covering the region out of Singapore. And yeah, we started in 2015. We are very much focused on financial services as well as Web3. That's really, really our focus. We have more than 50 people in the team. 300 startups are already alumni of our accelerator. more than 60 corporate partners that we work with. And one number we are always proud of, the startups have raised more than 380 million in combined over the last few years. I mentioned corporates. We're working with some of the larger corporates out there. Of course, we're working with XRP Ledger already since last year, first and foremost. So very excited and thankful for that collaboration. In the more TradFi space, and we all know they're also moving into Web3, we're working with partners such as UBS, Franklin Templeton, Visa, HSBC, and many, many more. We ran more than 100 programs with them and facilitated a lot of startup and corporate collaborations. Of course, if you're a startup, you're curious, so what has come out of the Tenet incubator? I just want to mention a few notable startups. For example, Yoko is a spend management startup. They raised 80 million, led by Sequoia last year. Keyrock is actually a common investment between Ripple and us, raising 72 million Series B last year as a market maker. Tokyo is an embedded finance startup, also raised quite a nice round with 20+ million. And one of the latest additions to actually the accelerator, People, is a messaging protocol on the blockchain. They raised 9 million just a few months ago, led by Hashkey. So these are a number of startups I wanted to mention, and happy to connect with any one of you later today or tomorrow. That's it from my side. Now we're handing clicker over to Jorden.
Yes.
The floor is yours.
And you will hear from Ryan and Steve.
Yes.
Yo.
Thanks,
you,
guys.
All right.
Cool. Thank you guys for coming. So let me just give a quick introduction of myself. My name is Jorden. I'm the Web3 program lead at Sanity, so anything that's got to do with Web3, I'm the guy to go for. If you're interested to talk about the accelerator program that we have, please reach out. I'll be around here. Just have a chat with me. So with me today, we have Ryan and as well as Steve. Both of them are still in the program with us. We were both in London last week. So maybe we start with Ryan. You could give us a quick introduction about yourself and what your company does.
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Ryan Bogatez, and I'm the CEO and founder of BreezePay. BreezePay is a stablecoin payment gateway designed to simplify the way we interact with stablecoins and allow for simple and seamless transactions on the blockchain. So we're currently building on the XRPL and as part of the accelerator program.
Cool. Maybe Steve, want to give a quick intro about yourself, as well as what your project does?
Super. Thank you very much for the opportunity. So I am Stephen Blanc. Hi, I'm Stephen Blanc. So I'm co-founder and CEO of Reclosure. And at Reclosure, we've built an inclusive securities exchange that will allow real estate agents, asset managers, fund managers, and disruptive banks and crypto exchanges to sell regulated shares, bonds, and real estate.
Cool. So Steve, let's talk a little bit more about your project, right? You're trying to break into a Web3 industry. You're trying to break into a very traditional industry as a Web3 startup. What's something that you have learned over the couple of weeks or the couple of years that you're trying to break into a very traditional and old business?
Yeah, inclusion. Like, you have to simply provide real value. So a major issue with real estate is the lack of liquidity, lack of transparency, and time to sell. So what we've been able to do, for example, is to allow an institutional seller to tokenize shares, dividend-paying shares, in their company. And that will allow them to sell proportions or whole assets, and it will also allow them to sell entire companies in seconds. So the average time to sell real estate now exceeds 9 months. Our settlement time is 4 seconds.
Cool. So you bring down from 9 months of transaction into a 4-second kind of thing.
Yeah, correct. And what we're doing is trying to create an ecosystem. We're not taking away from the traditional real estate network. We're actually trying to add them additional product. So we're coming from legal, financial services, real estate backgrounds, and what we're trying to do is give them additional services.
Right. So let's talk a bit about Ryan. So Ryan, you came from a fintech background. Like, what was the deciding factor for you to go your own way with and creating BreezePay? Like, tell us more about your back-end story.
Yeah, so starting my career in traditional payments and the banking space, I saw a lot of inefficiencies and inequalities in the way that finance was distributed globally, particularly with payments. And so that sparked the idea of BreezePay, which is designed to also focus on the stablecoin aspect, which helps improve financial equality and also helps the underbanked access digital currency in a way that obviously is quite difficult at the moment. So yeah, in terms of with BreezePay, where we see it going in the future, I guess like the idea of underbanked and helping them to improve access is where we want to get to. But also we want to expand into Southeast Asian markets and look at that as an opportunity for future development.
Right. So I tried to buy some merch with the stable coins that I have in my wallet as well. Pretty smooth. I'll be waiting for my T-shirt though.
It's coming.
Yeah. So like Steve. So just to talk a little bit more, I mean, we had a few chats during the program. You've been in real estate for a very, very long time, and now you're coming in where you're trying to disrupt the whole industry that you were in for a very long time. What were the things that really bugged you in that industry, and what gave you the idea to like have Propto, and how is Propto going to solve all those problems? Not only for the buyers but for the investors as well as the developers as well.
Yeah, super. So a major problem with real estate is simply the number of third parties. So you've got multiple practitioners, whether it be your buyer, your seller, your agent, your asset manager, your legal firm, and the conveyancing process is time consuming and difficult. And what we're doing is essentially creating an ecosystem that allows you to front load or front run the conveyancing period and allows you to transact on chain. So one of the areas that we would have had most frustration with would revolve around data, valuation, and transparency, and this will bring it to the forefront. So to conclude, we're not here to disrupt or take over. We're here to work with the real estate agent, with the asset manager, to provide better quality product and better quality service to their client. So what we're doing is very simply providing a traditional e-commerce solution. We're removing a lot of the keywords and the difficulties associated potentially with Web3 that may frighten off your traditional investor. And we're simply looking to sell dividend-paying shares. We're looking to sell bonds. We're looking to sell whole companies. We're trying to make this an easy e-commerce experience for people.
Cool. So I think we should talk a little bit more about the accelerator as well. So we spent a couple of days in London last week. We had the first on-site where we met the team from the Europe region. What are some things that you found valuable, like in the accelerator so far? We had the online sessions, we had the in-person ones. 3 weeks in, what are your thoughts? Like, maybe we start with Steve and then we go on to Riot.
It's fantastic. For us, we're well versed in scaling traditional Web 2 businesses, and I don't know how many traditional people are coming in. But certainly it can be difficult to navigate the ecosystem. And I think for us to get the brand association, the knowledge, the industry experience of working with Ripple, XRP Labs, or XRPL Tainity has just been phenomenal. Unfortunately, it can be very easy to find the bad apples, the bad operators, and to be able to learn from the right people in the space is vital.
Right.
Yeah,
Ryan?
Just echoing what Steve said about meeting the right people. Definitely by being in the program and being exposed and supported by such strong backers of Tainity and Ripple or XRPL, it's really helped our business both from a foundational aspect, but also bringing and increasing the appeal of the startup. I guess one other thing that the accelerator program has really helped us with is, as a startup founder, I'm sure you've all, if you know anyone that's a startup founder, there's a lot of opportunities you can target, and by being in an accelerator program, you really focus on the one single MVP to market and really hone in on getting something working and building at scale. So that's been the real big takeaway from the program, and something that I found that has really helped the business and getting us moving forward.
Cool. So let's talk a little bit about the cohort, right? So this cohort's a little bit bigger. We have like 18 different startups spread across the Europe region as well as in APAC. As a founder, how do you feel like having a cohort as a community? Is that something you're looking forward to? Because I think there are some partnerships that can happen between cohorts. Sometimes they might not be a direct partner, but they could be someone that could make introductions for you as well. Yep.
Yeah, definitely. So with as you mentioned, with partnerships, it's all about collaboration, especially at early stages, and building within a community of such supportive people and working together has really helped shape the business. So as the previous session on Sourcell with their low-code or no-code development application, we can partner or look to partner with them for some sort of, say, stablecoin payments. With Steve's platform, there's many opportunities also. Everyone generally takes payments, and likewise, if you're, say, tokenizing something, most assets can be tokenized. So there's always opportunities within the space, and by being in an accelerator program and a cohort, especially coming together in an in-person setting, such as last week in London, really helps form those relationships and also builds trust and a long-term relationship.
All right, Steve, how about you? How do you enjoy the cohort?
It's amazing. Just to be able to meet the quality of people. I think what surprised me the most was seeing how tenacious everyone is. They're incredibly hard-working bunch of people. The knowledge in the room is amazing. Similar to my own founding team, you have to learn to be uncomfortable being around some of these guys. There's some very, very clever people on this cohort and some really exciting opportunities that I think are going to be forthcoming.
Right. So talking about team, if you guys have the time, do have a chat with Steve. His team is a killer team. I've met a few of them. These guys are crazy. What was your strategy to trick these people into joining you as a startup? I mean, they probably left very cushy jobs to come build with you. What was that thing that you sold them? I'm really curious about it.
Honestly, solving our actual problems. So my co-founders are former head of legal at Citibank, former directors of Goldman Sachs, gentlemen in front of you here, fund managers and academia. But we're actually solving problems that we had in our careers. And to encourage people like that to come into business that are so senior, you really need to have something right. And for me as CEO, it's being very comfortable always being the silliest person in the room. So having the right people in the seats, and how I encourage them in is treating them how I want to be treated, giving everyone the same opportunity that I have to succeed, and everyone on the same shareholder terms as the original founders.
Right. Right, and the team is still pretty small right now. Are you guys looking to expand? What kind of roles are you guys looking to hire? Or is there any plans in the future that, maybe you could meet someone here that could be part of the BreezePay team as well?
Yeah, we're definitely always looking to partner and grow as a team. So there's currently 4 of us in the team. We've got a full stack engineer, CTO, and myself and our head of marketing. So yeah, definitely always looking to grow our capabilities and also expand. So if you're around and want to have a chat, and you also resonate with the problem of basically the adoption on stablecoins, then yeah, happy to have a chat and see if we can find something we can work together on.
Cool. All right. So I'm actually at the last question. We could just wrap after this question as well. Coming through the accelerator, right? If you met a startup that came to you and say, hey, can you tell me your experience? What would that final thought or that final piece of advice that you want to give to these startups who are looking to join an accelerator? And also maybe what they should expect out of the accelerator as well.
be humble, be ready to take constructive criticism, and give this everything that you have. We're one of the older crews by a country mile on the course. And we had to learn from everybody. We had to absorb everything in that we possibly can, and just be prepared for feedback, criticism, and take advice.
Just adding on that, I'd say with the program, it's just about giving it a go. And if you're building something that you feel really passionate about, it's likely that there's other people that also have the same passion for that problem. So that makes it easier to recruit and also get into meetings, and this ability to work with such an incredible team of other founders is something that you can only gain through just having a go and trying it out. So yeah, pretty much just see it through.
Cool. So for me, right, I can only give it from the execution point of view. I think exactly what Steve and Ryan mentioned, a lot of times coming into an accelerator, you might not get all the answers you need, but you will definitely meet people that probably have the same vision, that could build with you. They might not be direct partners now, but there is always chance of opportunities where you could build together and to integrate into each other's products as well. That was what happened in the previous cohort. We have quite a few startups who are building together, doing integrations as well. But yeah, I think that's all we have for today. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Jorden.